Good afternoon. It's really amazing the sense of deja vu that has become the new normal for me over the past several years. Every day there's part of the day, if not the whole day, that's enveloped by this sense of pervading sense of deja vu. Everything has happened before. Yes, if I could extend the concept of deja vu some, not only has the past happening again, but the present and the future has happened, is happening, and will happen. So, deja vu in its fullest sense will be my company as we forge ahead. And I haven't talked about Taoism much. Taoism has been on my mind. Taoism, I've owned a beautiful copy of the Tao Te Ching for many years. And the way that I use it, I've read it from front to back, but it's kind of cryptic. It can be dense. It's poetic, certainly. So I granted it poetic license to enhance, encapsulate, point the way. So the way I use it now is that I enjoy holding it. I've got a big one, and it's well done. Bought it before I came to Taiwan, so it's 25 years ago. But I hold it in my hands without opening it. I open it to wherever it wants to open and read that verse or chapter while appreciating the accompanying artwork which made this book such a necessary part of my ever-thinning physical library. Now I'm into e-books, and having moved so many times and looking at more moves in my future, I've really thinned down my books. I can glance over and see somewhere between 100 and 200, which is way down from my 2,000 to 5,000 and 10,000 at its pinnacle of books that I've accumulated. Something I inherited from my mom, this love of books. But Taoism. And I introduced the last couple of times a little bit about human design, and I said that it was a kind of a conglomerate, a synthesis of astrology, the Kabbalah, the I Ching, and Tao. Taoism was a big part. In fact, I think that Ra Uru, the founder of human design, was really into Taoism. He understood it quite well, and it's part of his synthesis in this human design system, which I've mentioned before, certainly worthy of perusal of some examination, if not deep studying, as I've done the last 10 years. But Taoism was the commonality, a common thread. And this remembrance of probably my failure to list Taoism amongst my pursuits along my spiritual path, that I still have an abiding interest in and find much to not only enjoy but nurture my spiritual inquisition. And thinking of Tao brought me back to someone that I want to talk about now, because there's a commonality. And somewhere in the recesses of my mind, I remembered that commonality and put it together. Hence today's chapter, Fringe Dwellers. And this is from Stuart Wilde, somebody that I found on the internet, found on YouTube, British guy. And his later teachings really resonated with me. And it gave me hope that out of all the self-help, proponents of self-help, people who were talking about increasing your money, enjoying wealth, the easiest and fastest and best ways to accomplish something that is still important to most people. But the reason what I liked about Stuart Wilde, what resonated with me, is he dabbled in this self-help genre, and he left it to pursue, much more importantly, spiritual realms. And I understand that it was through his understanding of the laws of abundance. There is no lack in the universe, and that would include everything, including money. There is no lack if you know how to tap into this law of abundance. But the beautiful thing about this law, while it can have profane applications, its real usefulness and probably intent is based on its sacred. It doesn't take long of looking at these laws of abundance to realize what's important and what you need an abundance of. So, Stuart Wilde. I'll read a little bit about him now. Probably my favorite, another commonality, 33. And listen to this. One of the first things that caught my eye was 33 steps to reclaiming your inner power. 33 being the culmination of this reclamation of inner power. And reclamation is closer, probably be better said by recognition, recognizing what you have. Now 33 was when he chose to immigrate from England to Laguna Beach, California, at 33 years old. At 33, a milestone for me personally was the end of a marriage, the beginning of a more inclusive, dedicated pursuit of spirituality, having divorce symbolizing the short time that I had focused on providing for a family. I had put my early spiritual pursuits aside, and at 27, when I became a father and a husband, at 28, I took the mundane, providing for a family, working, career, these kind of things became necessarily, I felt, paramount in my pursuit. So 33 was when I went to California, went to Muktananda Baba's ashram in Santa Monica, met Chakrapani, the Vedic astrologer that I talked about recently, who said, your life doesn't begin until you're 60. Now, 66, I've talked about before. 66 was Stuart Wilde's age at his passing. Totally a significant event, at least for him. 66 was when I went from my progressive awakening to my permanent awakening. And if I wouldn't have had my surgery a year earlier, my heart surgery a year earlier, 66, instead of being my year of awakening, could have been my year of passing the physical body. I knew that at the time of my surgery, I probably didn't have 1 or 2 more years without this aortic valve replacement. So 66 was significant to me in another way. Now I went to Wikipedia and looked up my friend Stuart White. I call him my friend, and I certainly never met him other than listening to him, but I certainly felt the kinship, certainly felt close to him. And I want to read a little bit about him. Especially the Fringe Dwellers. Wilde's principal philosophy states that while many citizens seem to be normal, acquiescent to the status quo, there exists, in fact, a vast population of what he calls fringe dwellers, whose mind and soul do not align to the constraints of life in a regular society. That Wilde called tick-tock, tick-tock, our fascination with time, our living our life based on time, tick-tock, tick-tock. He believed that through meditation, humans can better control their emotional life and their biorhythms, begin to see visions, and those visions and extrasensory feelings will lead to a greater balance and more freedom. He offers a 21st century understanding of grace and spiritual evolution and the tools to achieve it in one's life. In a 2009 interview, Wade said, "Grace is a golden light, pure love, a divine energy, seen coming from these inner spiritual worlds. It is data-driven and laced with trillions of bits of fractal information that will guide you and help you evolve." So right away, yesterday, I was really fumbling with the golden rule. Christian, Jesus, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And the golden light that I spoke of. And here, Stewart, Mr. Wilde, sees the golden light as the bits and pieces of information that I've spoken of, all the combined knowledge, all that will be, has been, and is, all that knowledge and information is available at a vibratory level. Again, I experience it as a library in Alexandria with 100-foot tall bookshelves as wide as the horizon coming to me at laser speeds and just falling on me and inundating me with this information. And I told you at the time that I felt that all of it was being sorted and stored. And I believe it's all available to me. It's just a matter of accessing. And as I've said before, it's available when I need it, and that's enough for me. But that similarity, the Taoism, the 33, the sense of deja vu that's become a constant companion. His speaking of the golden light, which I just used yesterday. And as I was in my phase before, between sleep 1 and sleep 2, bimodal, biphasal, I reflected. Fringe Dwellers just popped in my mind, which led me directly to this topic today, and the Taoism golden light. The information that we're bombarded with in human design, they talk about neutrinos coming from the supernova of 1989 that were alive at that time. We could see that supernova. It was visible, even in the daylight hours, I understand. Although I don't remember finding it, but trillions of neutrinos, small energy matter that has been shown to have a mass, and that mass is information that it's carrying. We're all bombarded constantly with this information, just as this golden light that Oscar Wilde is another Wilde. This is Stuart Wilde. Talked about. And I got a new vocabulary word, susurrus. Susurrus. This came from my reading in the science fiction, something that I do again between my sleep 1 and sleep 2. And this susurrus means a whispering. And this whispering is a constant companion. It's accompanied by deja vu. This whispering, I take it to be my watcher. The witness, I call him. The witness that brought me my spirit guides. Roger Bacon, a Franciscan 13th century Franciscan monk, and Milafo Bodhidharma, the first patriarch of China, who brought Buddhist teachings to China. It doesn't take much to see how everything is so closely connected. And it's only a matter of our awareness, our ability to look hard enough to see, to find the connection. And it's all part of a deeper connection through the divine spark contained within each of us. Is all the answers, all the information, everything we could, more than everything than we could ever possibly need. And it's this flowering or blossoming of this inner spark going up through the crown chakra. And I want to digress a little bit about chakras, because I get kind of stuck. Heart chakra is green, throat chakra is blue. This is that color, close to purple. I'm looking at my screensaver as we speak. But I talked about a feeling of the blue Buddha sitting on my vocal cords, which is just below the throat chakra. But somehow the energy spot that I could feel was somewhere from heart to throat, somewhere from the inner spark to our ability through the vocal cords, the vibrations of the vocal cords, to say it out, to make it audible. So nothing that of any value comes through us that was not given, initiated, contained in this sacred, divine spark. And it's clamoring and it's whispering to express itself. And I mentioned that the role of the gut and everything coming up culminates in this, the crown chakra, which is not really in our body. You see my hand? Crown chakra, wow, the energy, I can feel it right about here, somewhere as I understand, not physically contained within our cranium, not in our skull. That's what, when you say out of your mind, maybe that's what it means. You're out of your mind. Yes, thank you. Gratefully so. A fringe dweller. And I've always been a fringe dweller. I've always felt other on the outside. And it was really good. It was really great to hear Stuart Wilde give it a name. And not only give it a name, but validate it as a legitimate place to be. And also mentioning that I have a lot of company. There's a lot of fringe dwellers. And I suspect that anyone that's hearing my voice right now is indeed a fringe dweller. Welcome to the fringe. No better place to be as far as I'm concerned. Not as though I had a choice, though, is it? At birth, I recognize my otherness. So the flowering, the upwelling of energies that come up and go out, adding to all that there is, and the coming back of this energy and the healing that it brings all the way to the gut is a great comfort. To put it mildly, words really escape me here. But just talking about this coming down immediately places me dangerously close to experiencing bliss. A state of mind that if it lasts more than a few seconds, threatens to become ecstasy. And ecstasy, as I understand it, is a state once entered doesn't allow you to come back to your body. It's a point of departure. So I look forward to that when my time's right, but my time's not right. So I'm cautious about bliss. But today's message, the deja vu, the remembering of the importance in Taoism in my life, the commonalities between human design, Ra's interest, and Ra's understanding, the founder of human design's understanding the importance of Taoism. And when I was introduced in this system, it was quick to come up with Kabbalah, astrology, and I Ching. But Taoism didn't come to mind. I knew it was a synthesis of at least four schools of thought. But for some reason I saved it for today. And reflecting, catching that I had, it's Taoism, I forgot. Taoism brought me back to sharing my personal exploration, my personal embracing of Taoist teachings. Now they have some magical stuff when it comes to longevity, and they talk about longevity, they talk about people living for... I'm not really interested in maintaining my physical body for much longer than it's designed to currently wear out. Even though I believe in such things as alchemy and with wizardry, and I put this longevity in the same category as these interesting but no lasting appeal for me. I'm enjoying every moment that I have in this body. I'm enjoying every moment that I'm having an opportunity to share with you, to point the way for you to your discovery of what you've always known. There's nothing new here. If there's any inkling of newness, it may be to my personality. Maybe I have the kind of personality that might resonate and be useful for you. Maybe we have commonalities, similar experiences. If not, you'll probably not be into watching me for the last 30 minutes. But within these reflections, within these whispers, susurrus, whispering from my witness, perhaps my witness is like we're talking about Gnosticism. Maybe he's an aeon, A-E-O-N, they live in a spiritual realm, and who gifted us with duality so that we could find our way past it. But whatever it is, always in a corner, somewhere in a square room, always feel the eyes, for lack of a better term, looking down on me. Makes me smile, brings me great comfort, and also makes me really aware of what was always obvious to me. There's no hiding. Those of you who think you're hiding just haven't had the awareness to see your witness. And this is not about like a conscience passing judgment. This is not limited. This is embraced by the pure love, the unconditional love, the awareness of the oneness of all the special bonds that we benefit from. The rewards are for all of us. The lessons are for all of us. We're gifted the right to finding our own way. We're gifted with the knowledge that when it's meant to be, it will be. There's no forcing. There's no wishing. There's no hoping. There's only being. So, get ready. Be ready, because you don't know when is your time.